Hello everybody, Michael with McEwen Gunstocks finally back on here. Sorry it's been a bit. I got sidetracked by real work. Well, it's all real work. But my main gig is run a web server and do web development, and got sidetracked building a giant website. It's really cool, multiple levels of access and complex navigation and like 150 pages of content. But anyway, here I am in the adventure van, and really I want to get back to gunstock carving. Toot sweet. I have several projects. I got one that's jigged in the machine, and I just haven't been back in the shop for a while. But maybe today will give me some motivation to get back into the world of tools and stop pushing electrons around so much. And one thing that's really instigated me to jump on here and show you what I'm doing is I got an email last night from YouTube that went over 500 subscribers. I think that's amazing. I feel guilty for not publishing more regularly, and I want to support all of you that find me interesting enough to subscribe to give you some more content. I think I got a long way to go before I'd make $1, but I value all your presence here going along with me on my journey of the things I do. So anyway, today I'm in the adventure van and the Chinese kerosene heater. That's my installation. That's the fuel tank. This is the fuel pump. I keep going back and forth about mounting it underneath the van or leaving it inside. My logic for leaving it inside, despite its clunk, clunk, clunk sound, is that part of the design objective with the van was stealth. And so there is the sound of the airflow coming out of the bottom of the van from the combustion side of the heater, but I kind of choose to keep the clunk, clunk, clunk inside with me instead of broadcasting that. So that's where that's at. I wrapped it in some thick neoprene, which helps ameliorate the sound. For $40, I understand there's a quieter one on eBay. I might try it. And then there's a fellow in England makes a totally silent one for, I don't know, maybe $120 or something. I find it to be a metronome that lulls me to sleep. I don't see it as a problem. But anyway, the thing's blowing... It's blowing air from the combustion chamber prior to combustion. I guess it's where the fuel goes into the glow plug is my guess. So it's blowing the smell of unburned kerosene into the cabin. So I'm going to open up and find a place to RTV it, maybe find a way to pressurize it. And the way I've installed this is a piece, I guess that's 3-inch maybe or 4, I think it's 3-inch aluminum square tube, and bolted the heater to the one side and bolted the other side through the floor of the van, of course, and then that gives me room here to for attaching the exhaust and intake pipes. That's just how I chose to do it. Fuel line comes out the bottom. Now that I'm talking about it, I guess, I don't know, maybe could have mounted it straight to the floor, but I did have the wheel well to deal with over here. Well, whatever my reasoning was at the time for doing it this way, it must have been good reasons, but that's how I did it. So I got to unbolt it here, and so I got a wrench and a piece of pipe insulation and a chunk of lead weight on the wrench because I'm doing it by myself, and I'm underneath with the drill spinning the nuts off. It'll only take a few minutes, and I'll check back. I'll check back in with you once I've got something interesting to show. Okay, bye. Came across a detail I forgot I did. To bolt the muffler to the bodywork there, I made an aluminum block that fits that space as a spacer. Alright, I think I'm coming up with a plan of remounting this thing. Way too hard the way I had it installed. I'm sure I did it for good reasons, but maintenance is also a good reason, so I'm going to be looking at changing it up. Okay, so a little bit of red RTV applied with a little applicator tool, and I put super lube where the wires go in here, and in case there's any air leaking out of there, which I highly doubt. They're pretty tight fit, but the wires do need to slide, so I didn't want to put RTV there. So slide if you have to service the glow plug, that is. And I don't think it'll be hard to deal with the RTV. It's not. It's just going to be like a gasket there. So now I'm going to see about mounting this a different way because it was way too hard to service, and I fully expect to have to replace this thing on occasion. I mean, they're cheap enough. I don't care, but it'd be nice if it only took a few minutes instead of an hour getting it out of there. I'll be back. Okay, so that's a finished project. I remounted it down to the floor. It's going to make it so much easier to pull it out, to replace it or service it. There was a tight bend with the air outlet, but it seems like it worked. Gave it a little bit of an angle, added an extra 1/8-inch thick rubber sheet at the bottom, raised it up off the floor a little bit bigger than the gasket they gave me. And yep, that's it. That's the fuel tank for it. 400 watt solar system, 500 watt inverter. And got the CO monitor rewired. One of the wires broke off on it. Well, I can't quite reach, but it's around over there. This is my sink. I just got a pump here. This is going to be able to drop into the 7-gallon water buckets that are up front to refill the 2-gallon bucket that's in the sink. There's one bucket for fresh water with a little pump in it, and then another bucket for the drain water, wastewater. This pulls out, that drops down for a little work surface cutting board area. There's a neodymium magnet there in that hole with a double nutted thing here so it sticks on there. And this is Kuppet, Kuppet, little compressor fridge. It's the size of an ice chest. Got the medium sized one, I don't remember the number on it. Added a remote digital thermometer readout. These come intended for, I'm holding at an angle so you can see the numbers on it. These come intended for refrigerator and freezer. I have one in the house. This is just a refrigerator, so I've got the other sensor just hanging on a strap over there to give me interior temperature just for fun, I guess. But that is working out fantastic. Here, let me just show you how much room is in there. Usually room for a week's worth of goodies, and I just leave stuff in here. It's just, I leave it on all the time. It's just another refrigerator. The van is like my second house. Was there something else I was going to show you? No, I don't think so. There's a 100 amp hour lithium iron phosphate battery back there. Fly rod rack. Cooking pans. I showed it before. This is a big plywood box there. Well, you can see with the glare of the sun going right down the lens. This is the kitchen here. Yep, bucket toilet. Other door, table and chairs. Bed built for 2. Got some hunting gear in there. Got a rack up there for wading staffs and canoe paddles. Just broomstick clamps. Curtain here for privacy for showering and using the bathroom. Curtain up front. Yep, got a stereo system. The bed converts into a love seat with a table. So, thanks everybody that's been subscribing. I love you guys. Just fantastic to see 500. I had no idea. I don't really pay attention. 500 subscribers. That's fantastic. Thank you very much. And I am going to endeavor to generate some more fun content for you. Well, it's fun for me and apparently fun for a few of you. There has been a few comments of like some of my stuff is as boring as watching paint dry, but there's some of us just love watching machine tools operate, and probably 3/4 of why I film for my channel is so I can watch it myself, because I just love watching machine tools operate, whether they're my own or somebody else's. So, okay, now I got to load up the 16-inch telescope, take it over to the Taylor Observatory where I'm going to work on their 18-inch scope. I want to have mine do a side-by-side comparison. Maybe I'll do some astronomy stuff on this channel at some point. I have a lot of hobbies. Most of them are outdoor related. I am a nature lover. Okay everybody, thanks again for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon, because maybe I'll actually publish in the near future and try to get a little more regular about it. Okay, thanks everybody. Bye.